Hey everybody, this is Tim Hinton from martialartseducation.com. I'm back with Lance Martin to talk about band photography. Lance, how are you?
I'm doing great.
So Lance is a volunteer at China Spring where he does a lot of great photography. It's a great gift to the students and to the band program to have good photographs of them in action. But Lance, they're in action, they're moving, they're flying around the field. So what advice would you give someone who's trying to take these shots? Where do they stand? How do they get action shots without getting in the way or making them like blurry or stupid? Like how do you figure out how to frame that?
Well, so, for me, it's not always on the field, right? I mean, I shoot a lot of candid photography of the band, whether it's in the stands, whether it is now in COVID season where we've been seated on the sidelines. I also like to really shoot warm-up sessions before halftime where the band goes off by themselves and is warming up. I can get closer to the students and be able to frame them a little more individually. What I shoot is aperture priority, so I can get a depth of field, because depth of field is what lets you blur the background. And by focusing on an individual and blurring the background, it isolates them even amidst a sea of people in uniform. And so that's probably one of the greatest tips I could give is if you shoot aperture priority and you're focusing on individuals, you're going to separate them from the group. One of the other things that we do, I don't shoot with flash, right? Throw your flash away, turn it off, shoot with available light as much as you can. Your pictures will look so much better. You won't flash burn anybody. And probably the most important thing, focus on the face and the eyes. If you've got a focus point in your camera, in your viewfinder, put it on a person's eyes, because the eyes make the shot. If you've got somebody and you can see their eyes, you've got a great shot to begin with. Most of the time you don't want them looking at you. You want them looking at something or doing something, and most of the time they'll do that for you, right? The other thing is looking for different perspectives. Don't just stand in one place and shoot everything. I move around constantly, even on a sideline, or if the band is static and they're in the stands, or if they're in their chairs on the track, I'll work around the kids. Monday night rehearsals are better because I can actually go out on the field as long as I don't get run over, and try to get a little bit different shots. Work with your directors to make sure they're good with you being there and good with where you're at, right? A little bit of advanced communication always helps.
I love all these tips, though. The idea of focusing on the eyes makes perfect sense to me. We want to have these lasting memories for our members. So if you are a photographer or you're an aspiring photographer and you're watching this, talk to your band program and say, hey, do you mind if I take some shots? I bet they would love to have those memories. And you post them, you said, mostly on Facebook so that a lot of people can see them, right?
Right. And I put everything on Facebook and it posted as public so that parents can share, they can tag themselves, and I grow the network that way, trying to figure out who people are. I can't remember names very well a lot of times, and so then it just takes the repetition of knowing someone to tag. And I'll accept friend requests from any parent. There's one tip I probably didn't mention that I should, right? And that is, the more you can be there and shoot the kids, the more they get used to you. What gets kids attention is somebody showing up new with a camera, and then they want to mug for the photo, right? They want to throw up the deuce, they want to, smile, and I still have some kids who every time they see me, they'll give me that kind of fake smile of and it's almost become a game to try to get them without that fake smile. And that's one of the things that parents love, that, when you're there and they're used to you, they finally let their guard down and they'll let you take a picture, or they don't even realize you're taking a picture. And those tend to be the best ones because they're natural, they're candid, and they're in the moment.
That makes perfect sense. And if you are going to be posting any pictures on Facebook, of course, check with the band program, make sure that that's okay, that you have permission to do that. Every situation is different, but I love the idea of giving these memories and having these great candid shots where they're not mugging at the camera all the time. I think that's wonderful. Thanks for doing this work, Lance, and thanks for talking to me today with these tips for photographers.
You bet. Love to do it. And if anybody has questions, contact me online. I'm on Facebook.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.